Good evening with your Friday night edition of Sports Night. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Now, it's definitely not how the Barbados team wanted to start their 2018 Davis Cup Group 1 campaign, as they lost the first two matches against Colombia at the Wilde Tennis Center today. Hayden Lewis, playing against the Colombian #1 Daniel Galan, lost in 2 straight sets at 6-love, 6-4 to put Colombia 1 up. Then Barbados #1 seed Darian King fell to Alejandro Gonzalez in rubber #2 at 7-5, 6-3. Here's a look at both games. Hayden Lewis is looking to get the ball rolling for the Bajans, but facing Colombia's #1 seed Daniel Galan will be no easy task. Lewis, backing the screen, came out strong in the early exchanges. This was one of the longer rallies. It was almost a wait and bait game to see who would lose form, but both players had strong returns. Galan coming to the net. Lewis recovers, but not the second time, as the Colombian easily gained a point. Lewis with the serve, Galan picks it up and Lewis goes down the line to pick up the point, one of his shining moments. But the Colombian top seed proved too much for Lewis to put his team in early control, taking the first set 6-love. Into the second, Galan did not ease up, beating Lewis to his left. Lewis did come to the party in this set, claiming 4 games. Here he forces Galan into the net, but the Colombian top seed really outclassed Lewis. Look at this return over Lewis's head to drop into court. The Bajan left bewildered. So set and match point, Lewis serves, Galan returns, Lewis comes to the net, Galan saves it, and then Lewis with a terrible error to give Galan the straight sets victory, 6-4 in the second one. Colombia took first dibs in the tie. So having lost the first match, much rested on the shoulders of Barbados #1 Darian King. He took on #2 Colombian Alejandro Gonzalez, and King showed his domination quite often in the duel. Gonzalez with the serve, and King has a strong response. Actually, both players had a good, powerful arm action. And eventually winning this one out was King, as Gonzalez just couldn't keep up this time. But the Colombian will come fighting back, as King, taking up position at the net, will see that work to his detriment. Gonzalez taking the first set 7-5. Second set, and King knew he had his work cut out for him. Gonzalez not easing up. King showing frustration into the net. The pressure was on and both players were looking to rally it out. But King was not quite getting it right. Into the net again. So set and match point for the Colombian. King returns. Gonzalez has the response, but then King goes long. Gonzalez claiming the second set 6-3. King loses his first Davis Cup match on home soil, as Colombia take the 2-0 lead in the tie. Will team up against Juan Sebastian Cabal and Robert Farah in rubber 3 at the tennis center tomorrow. That's scheduled for a 9:30 a.m. start. Well, Barbados surf sensation Chelsea Tuak has been making waves at the WSL 1000 Cabrita Pro in Tweed, Australia, which is featuring 72 top professional female surfers. Yesterday, she posted the event's highest heat total, 17.25 out of a possible 20, with 2 excellent back-to-back waves, a 7.85 and an almost perfect 9.4 to advance to the round of 16. She progressed in first position. Tuak, who arrived in Australia a couple weeks ahead of the back-to-back QS 6000 events in Newcastle and Manly later this month, is warming up for those events at Tweed, and all signs are showing that she's in great form. Tuak will be competing against the Aussie duo of Isabel Nichols and India Robinson, along with Francis Uena Jolly, for a berth in the quarterfinals when the event resumes over the weekend. Well, a century by Shimron Hetmyer guided the Guyana Jaguars to an 8-wicket victory over United States Cricket in the 7th game of the regional Super 50 at the Vivian Richards Cricket Ground in Antigua today. United States Cricket, electing to bat first, reached 188 for 8 off their 50 overs. Xavier Marshall top scored with 51, while Elmore Hutchinson made 45. Versami Pomar was the pick of the bowlers, taking 2 for 29. In reply, the Jaguars eased to 191 for 2 in 32.2 overs. Hetmyer top scored for 103. That came off of 69 deliveries and included 8 fours and 7 sixes, while Leon Johnson ended unbeaten on an even 50. Meanwhile, in the ongoing game at the Coolidge Ground, also in Antigua, the Leeward Island Hurricanes, choosing to bat first against Jamaica Scorpions, posted 287 for 5 from their 50 overs. Marlon Samuels ended unbeaten on 106, while Monson Hodge early made 61. Chris Gale was the pick of the bowlers for the Scorpions, taking 2 for 41. The Scorpions, in reply, were 173 for 6 after 40 overs. Still in cricket, Adelaide Strikers set up a Big Bash League final against the Hobart Hurricanes after edging past Melbourne Renegades by just 1 run in their home semi-final today. Travis Head hit an unbeaten 85 from 57 balls, while Jake Weatherwall added 57 as the Strikers posted 178 for 5 after choosing to bat first. In reply, Marcus Harris had a knock of 45 to keep the Renegades in touch, but they needed 13 off the last over. Seamer Ben Lawlin held his nerve against Tom Cooper, who ended unbeaten on 36, and against Karen Pollard, who made 29, as the Renegades fell short, managing only 177 for 4 from their 20 overs. Incidentally, Pollard had to score 3 off the final ball, but only managed a bye. And welcome back to Sports Night. Now, Yellow House are the champions at Spring Memorial Sports, which was held today at the National Stadium. Yellow blew away the other houses, totaling 601.5 points to second place Purple on 506.5. Blue, Green and Red followed in that order. The senior victor at Sudorm was Joanne Clark of Yellow. She had 90 points, while the junior victor at Sudorm was Brianna Baird of Red with 68.5. CBC's Akeem Klinkett was there for some of the heat on the track.
Division 5 girls 400 meters, out and gone. Down the back stretch, the race was evenly poised, not much separating them. But when they turned for home, Brianna Baird showed her class, running like she's taking a nice stroll on a Sunday morning. The competition doesn't bother her. She secures a goal in 1 minute 9.55 seconds, collecting the silver with Shania Hunt of green, while Barnett Waith of red was third. Division 4 girls, and this race had royalty written all over it. Yup, Purple House moving around the track with grace and poise. But at the forefront was Jacina Nurse. She was the queen of this race, running away with this one in 1 minute 10.38 seconds. She was followed by her teammate Aaliyah Carrington, while Letitia Codrington of green was third. Division 3 girls, and we pick up this one down the backstretch, where the race was between Purple and Yellow. Fast forward to the home stretch and the fight was on. Neither willing to give in, but T.R. Waldron pressed gas and eased away with this one in 1 minute 1.89 seconds. She beats Malia Edwards of Yellow, while Rashan Herbert of green was third. Change of event, Division 2 girls 100 meter hurdles. And heating up the track was Julissa Jones-Smith of Purple, attacking the hurdles and powering between them as well. She wipes away the competition in 17.60 seconds. Fadidra Deshong of Yellow followed in 19.33, while Amber Gill also of Yellow was third in 19.61. Division 1 girls, and in lane 1 from Blue House, Sierra Coward makes her move over the hurdles with no worries. They'll have to come back tomorrow to try again to beat her. She wins it in 16.27 seconds. Shantae Seal of red was second, while Selena Johnson of blue was third. Will this be the year Springer return to the top? We'll find out at BSAC. Akeem Klinkett, CBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Gooding are the new inter-house athletic champions at the Lodge School. Today at Messiah Street, Gooding dethroned Emptage by a whopping 147 points, totaling 1,041 points to walk away with the title. Emptage had 894. Third was Wedderburn with 735, while Laborde and Codrington followed in third and fourth on 701 and 694 respectively. Again, CBC's Akeem Klinkett was there for some of the action.
Girls Division 2 200 meters, and wasting no time, pouring her way to the front was Kiana Collymore of Codrington. Focused as ever, good form, completing her task exquisitely. She wins it ahead of Tashea Lane of Emptage, followed by Christina Edwards, also of Emptage, for the bronze. Division 2 boys, moving around the bend with pace. As they turned for home, holding no prisoners was Dewan Walker of Gooding. He sets his goal and executed it to perfection. He blows away the competition, winning ahead of Rashad Bramall of Codrington, while Tyrese Clark of Wedderburn followed for the number 3 spot. Division 1 girls, and heating up the track was Andrina Mason of Emtage. She completes her task in a canter. She wins it ahead of her teammate Chara Grimes Perch, while Daylan King of Wedderburn was 3rd. And the big boys. He needs no introduction. Tremaine Smith, and he's from Gooding. You could bet your house and land on this one, folks. This is dominance at its best. Smith, the maestro and the orchestra, running to his own beat. He wins it easily ahead of Jamal Lynch of Laborde, while Brian Wood of Emtage secured the bronze. All systems are go for Lodge. Next destination, Bisak. Akeem Klinkett, CBC Sports.
Here are some of the events happening tomorrow, February the 3rd. The Regional Super 50 resumes at 9 a.m. with TNT Red Force up against Hampshire at Windward. Then at 2 p.m. Barbados Pride will face the Windward Volcanoes. And the final day of the Davis Cup tie between Barbados and Columbia starts at 9:30 a.m. at the Tennis Center in Rhodey. And that's Sports Night for another week. We'll be back on Monday with another long edition of sports. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Good night.